Yep, just take it all in. This is no man's land. I'm sure this is exactly what you had envisioned. Just look at this place. I mean, could this landscape be a little more enticing? Just kidding. I know, it's gorgeous. Maybe you've used that expression before, not realizing that the turn of phrase used in describing the middle of nowhere or a place that's lawless and perhaps a little dangerous does in fact exist. This was, and in some ways still is, Louisiana's Wild West. To understand how no man's land came to be and why, we need to take a trip back to when Louisiana was still under French rule. Okay, I know the words Louisiana Purchase may conjure up memories of dusty classrooms and even dustier history teachers, telling us all about how the French sold Louisiana and a whole bunch more land to the United States in 1803 at the bargain basement price of $15 million. And while that's one heck of a deal on over 800,000 acres, there was the small matter of the lack of official boundary between Louisiana and Texas. You see, Texas was Spanish territory, and no official boundary had ever been drawn between the two regions to identify what belonged to France versus Spain. The commanders in charge of each territory had arbitrarily agreed on a boundary via a, quote, gentleman's agreement, which sounds a whole lot like a handshake over a pair of stiff drinks. Or 6. So when the United States purchased the Louisiana territory for what amounts to a song and a dance, it wasn't clear where this territory ended and Spain's began. Whoopsies! To avoid making a scene, Spain and the United States agreed to put some acreage between the two countries. Spain would keep west of the Sabine River, and the United States would maintain the gentleman's handshake boundary drawn on the back of a bar napkin. This land in between the two was dubbed the Neutral Strip, or No Man's Land. Since nobody officially controlled this area, to the surprise of no one, it became a haven for lawlessness. Like every story, there's always two sides, and while this place did provide a safe haven for certain cultural groups seeking refuge, like runaway slaves, it was also an appealing place for those with a penchant for criminal activity, like bandits, renegades, and outlaws. Regardless, the No Man's Land experiment ended in 1821. Traveling along the Toledo Bend Forest Scenic Byway today, you might just come upon a large granite shaft placed squarely in the Sabine River, marking the national boundaries officially. But not to fear, if you've got a taste for that hashtag outlaw life, you'll find plenty of ways to satiate that craving here. Of course, you'll find places to try your luck and wet your whistle, but that's just a Tuesday for an outlaw. How about a visit to a haunted jail, followed by a walk through, here. Or, for the outlaw who really wants to rough it like the old days, there's plenty of this to be found here still too. So, outlaw, what strikes your fancy? One thing's for sure, a trip out here will have you thinking twice about referring to anywhere else as no man's land. There's only one, and it's right here in Louisiana.